It's the Exit 52 podcast presented by Jimmy Seafood, the only Baltimore podcast that's about to have back-to-back discussions about who wants to be a millionaire. That's right. The starting five this week is favorite game shows. So inevitably my Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Regis Philbin impression will be back. We will probably talk about the song. This may just be a running occurrence every single week that this show gets brought up. We all watched it, I think, after the show last week. I think we all put it on YouTube for at least some period of time.
Questions were a lot easier than I remembered. Like very easy.
Yeah. You got to get up to like the 32 or 64 to be missing questions.
But even like the thought, like, you know, the early ones, it was like this, I forget what it was. It was like, this is the town where the family lives in what's the adventure? The Disney movie where they all wear red suits. The Incredibles. Like, this is the city they live in. It was very easy. The guy like burned a lifeline early. It was bad. I had to tap out after that. Then I just watched the guy winning $1 million and calling his dad.
Oh, the best.
Which again, I was like, still got goosebumps. And I was like, I just remember thinking like, this is the best TV moment in history. It's
an incredible moment.
Is that moment for me and the moment when I found out the McDonald's Monopoly game was a scam? Those are the two moments that just like define my childhood.
Give me that filet fish. Give me that fish. That's the best McDonald's moment in history TV. But I will say, you talked a lot about Scoop There It Is. I don't know if you guys have seen this Lay's Return of the Snacks commercial. Return of the Snacks. It is a banger. I watched during the challenge tonight. That might, if it ever gets any wide play, could challenge Scoop There It Is, in my opinion.
I could see that spreading.
It's just, and the video commercial, it's like a minute long. It's like a minute long.
I mean, that's not ideal for most.
Yeah, I would say, I wouldn't listen to it right now. I would wait till you're off the podcast. But that's just me. But yeah, starting five of game shows coming up as Banks listens to this. We will do new segment at the end of the show that we introduced last week that brought up Regis. Wanted, dead or alive. Are they dead or are they alive? Banks will be asking me in RDT at the end of the show. For that, we'll do Nick Cantor Medley, Maryland Person of the Week. But first, let's talk Ravens Giants this weekend. Coming off of a win against Cincinnati, the Ravens go to the red hot New York Giants, gentlemen, who are coming off a win against the Green Bay Packers in London. MetLife Stadium, 1:00, I believe, on Fox. I haven't done any announcer looking. We'll get to that at the.
I know the answers.
We'll get to. Oh,
I saw it too.
Wow, unbelievable. Normally, I know this. We'll get to that. We'll get to that at the end. But the Ravens, you can go back and listen. As I always say, go back and listen to our post-show instant analysis late into the night on Monday morning when we finished on Bengals Ravens. But gentlemen, any final thoughts? Putting Cincinnati, Baltimore to bed. Justin Tucker got screwed, didn't win Special Teams Player of the Week, which just seems crazy to me. But any final thoughts on that one from Sunday?
Trending up, baby. We're trending up. We got big win in the pocket. We got control of the AFC North, and we got guys coming back. Nothing more you could ask for. You got David Ojabo and Tyus Bowser getting back to practice. Hey, Bowser might play this week. I'm fired up about that. So, like, this defense is starting to get their shit figured out. They've played two good, if not great, games against, Josh Allen, who's more or less lighting up the league. I know that ended up in a loss, but they still defended him very well. And then, I mean, a lot of teams are making Joe Burrow look like a rookie year Joe Burrow again, but that was a great defensive performance. And Marcus Peters played his balls off. Marlon Humphrey hasn't given up a touchdown this year. He's playing great. And we're just getting guys back. I mean, I know we lost Marcus Williams, but we got reinforcements coming to the front seven. And so defense is trending up. Team is trending up. I feel great about things. Ronnie Stanley looked great too. He looked great. We put points on the board. We posted every drive that he was out there. So nothing more you could ask for. And we're facing a pesky little Giants team with a defensive coordinator that wants a little revenge. So we're going to be on our toes up there.
Yeah, as you said, Bowser back to practice. John Harbaugh sort of hinting today that he could potentially be on the field Sunday. David Ajabo also back on the practice field today. Doesn't seem like obviously he'll suit up this week, but great to have him back on the practice field, and reinforcements coming there on the pass rush linebacker side of things after an impressive performance from JPP this weekend. So Ravens maybe piecing together kind of that linebacking core back together as they head through the rest of the year. I agree with all the points you said. Ravens sort of trending up, and Lamar versus Wink Martindale is very, very interesting this season. And the Ravens are starting to get a little bit healthier. Rashad Bateman's status obviously going to be big going into Sunday. I don't think the Ravens can afford to go through a lot of games with their receiving options when they're going to play, as they play good teams. So Bateman's health, certainly a big storyline. Although the Odell Beckham Jr. name being thrown around once again this week as the Ravens a potential fit there. DJ Moore's name getting thrown around, Robbie Anderson's name getting thrown around. So maybe some receiver enforcements, nothing really like, concrete information, but the Panthers are probably going to fire sell this thing, and we'll see if the Ravens go after those guys. But I agree, this is a super interesting game, and we touched on it briefly on the instant analysis. Coming into the year, this felt like one where the Ravens, after this initial stretch, got a nice easy game. Daniel Jones, a rebuilding Giants team, don't know what we're going to get from Saquon, blah, blah, blah. And this would maybe be, an easier road game for the Ravens to win. Now you have a really confident team. I love the whole Brian Dable thing, just his entire mentality. That roster is still not very good. Daniel Jones is not throwing to a lot of good guys. Saquon has looked rejuvenated, but they don't have a Super Bowl winning roster, and they've really pieced it together. And the win over the Packers was really impressive. They held them to no points in the second half. They essentially scored like 17 or 20 unanswered points to win the game. Great performance by them. And this is going to be a tough game. I think MetLife is going to be really rocking for the Giants. It's been a while since they've had any sort of hope like this. And despite whatever Kimberly A. Martin was talking about on Get Up this morning, where she was like, awful. Why aren't they tanking? Like, this isn't the NBA. You don't need to do that in the NFL, and try to win. Like, you got to win at a certain point. So I'm excited. I think it's a good test for the Ravens. Go into a hostile environment and beat a team you're, going to be favored to beat and supposed to beat.
It's the Giants are not the Giants, like you said, that we thought they were. And I saw it week one where I was like, oh yeah, you open up at home with the Giants. No, they're not those Giants anymore. And they beat both number one seeds from last year. And again, we're in week 5. It's very impressive. The resume that they're building, and Dable seems to be the guy. I don't think this is a McAdoo situation. He seems to have them playing hard. And again, it's like you look at the names on this offense. You don't understand how they're winning. Like, how are they winning? Like, do you know who is leading the Giants in receiving yards?
Nope.
Richie James. I legitimate no idea who that is. Darius Slayton has 9 catches for 90 yards. I believe
Richie James was on the 49ers at one point, maybe. Yeah, previously on the 49ers.
Even he has 17 catches, 171. Sterling Shepard, who I think is hurt again. Is he done for the year?
He seems to be hurt constantly.
He's always hurt. Yeah. He's always hurt. But he's their second leading guy. Saquon is their third leading guy. He's still. I know he got banged up in London. They just don't have any wide receiver threats out there. Saquon again has looked awesome when he's healthy. He's looked great this year. He's up there. I think he's either first or second in rushing yards. I think he's second behind Chubb, but he's looked really, really good. But yeah, this is just an offense that I cannot picture, especially with the way the Ravens have played the last 2 weeks. Their defense, I can't picture this offense putting together enough points to beat the Ravens. I just can't see it. It should be a very easy day, I think, for Marcus and Marlon. It's just there's no real threats there. If you can contain Saquon, if he's healthy, I think it was a shoulder injury that he got banged up with late in the game. But you can kind of exhale after playing. All right, we played Josh Allen, we played Joe Burrow. Now it's like, all right, now we're playing Daniel Jones, who he's not healthy either. I think he had a bum ankle But it'll be interesting because again, this offense is nothing. The defense is playing above average. But again, I don't think it's like a defense that you're like, I'm worried about them stopping the Ravens. I think the Ravens are going to have their way with the Giants this week. I think they definitely coupled like just with how the Ravens play in their offense and the names they have, couple that with they played in London last week. They're still going to be a little jet lagged. I think that's going to have something to do with it. And I think the Ravens easily have their way this week.
It's interesting. We can definitely expect Wink Martindale to bring the heat. He's going to do it. It's a matter of how he's going to do it. And I think going into the season, people might have circled this game as a game Lamar Jackson and the offense we're going to have trouble with, just because Wink Martindale has that intimate knowledge and also the blitz. Some people were led to believe that was the antidote to Lamar Jackson and all of those things. He's come out and proved the otherwise, like pretty much from the jump this season. So I'm interested to see how Wink. I mean, I don't expect him at all to do anything but blitz and blitz and blitz, but it's going to be interesting to see how he dresses that up. Just to see, Lamar Jackson succeed again. I mean, he's going to force the issue. It's just how it is. It's what the Giants defense is going to do. It's what a Wink Martindale defense is going to do. So, we got Ronnie Stanley back. Hopefully he plays more than every other series. And if he's in there as much as I would think he is, I don't see any reason why Lamar Jackson isn't going to be able to have quite a day out there, just kind of hitting these dinks and dunks and hitting a couple deep balls when he gets good pockets and protection against, 5 people in coverage.
It's always the weird catch-22 of whose intimate knowledge is more important. Is it Lamar's of a defense that he watched all the time and practiced against? And, everyone on that offense, Greg Roman, probably thought about how he'd scheme against Wink Martindale the entire time they were there together. And Wink Martindale probably did the exact same thing. How would I scheme against this if I was on another team? So, the question is which prevails. And I think in that scenario, you have to go with who's got the better personnel, and the Ravens have the best player on either side of the ball in a Ravens offense versus Giants defense matchup. So you're going to take that guy most of the time, and that's Lamar Jackson. Hopefully the Ravens are able to kind of keep getting their running game in tune, which had some good moments last week. J.K. Dobbins, Kenyon Drake, whoever that may be, as they maybe a returning Justice Hill, hopefully at some point. But I think if Dobbins is a guy that's could be really key in this game, if they can establish the run and get him going, and that will help take some of the heat off Lamar and give the Ravens a good chance. They're 6-point favorites. So as I said, expected to win this game. Giants not getting a little respect at home. I'd be interested to know if, they hadn't had this run, like if this was the Giants team we expected them to be, what the spread would be for this game. But, nice test for the Ravens. And I'm sure John Harbaugh and Wink Martindale will, want to beat each other pretty badly, obviously. As you want to, there's obviously a ton of professional respect and personal respect, but you always want to get up one up on your buddy or whatever. So it should be a fun matchup. It's fun that's sort of a little bit of a storyline. I think on the other side, the Ravens need to continue to, you got to have to get after a guy like Daniel Jones from the jump, make him uncomfortable. He's shown a ton of toughness. Like he showed a ton of toughness in that Packers game. Looked like he was injured. They had the close up of the blood, and Mark Sanchez is like, what a warrior. But his stats have not been impressive, and they've been able to do enough offensively. But as you said, the Ravens should be able to kind of pin their ears back. There's no playmakers on the other side, as you said, RDT, that really scare you. So with, Marlon back there and Marcus Peters, you should be able to play, a lot of one-on-one on the outside and kind of get after the quarterback. So we'll see if the Ravens can put that formula together.
Just no threats, nothing. Very boring. Again, it's almost crazy how they're 4-1.
And Saquon is such a ticking time bomb too. From an injury perspective.
Their point totals are 21, 19, 16, 20, and then a big offensive explosion of 27 over in London. So,
and it feels
not
like
exactly the point totals that you'd imagine for a 4-1 team.
It feels like to beat the Ravens, you just have to do more than that offensively. Pretty consistently.
the first thing you got to do is you got to muddy up the waters, and they seem to do that well, which is really the one thing that has my radar up a little bit. The Ravens are 5-point favorites in this game. It's not a huge margin, but
I saw 6. But
6, has it moved to 6?
I saw 6 on ESPN, but I just scrolled past it very quickly.
I mean, either way, it's not slated to be a huge, convincing win on one side, but it's clear who the favorite is. And if the Ravens go and play their game the way they've played pretty much every half this year, but 2 halves, so they're going to have, not too much trouble getting the job done.
Predictions for this one, gentlemen. RDT.
I'll say 30-17 Ravens. I think they kind of have a well-established lead throughout the game, and then kind of try and pour it on Wink a little bit, just to rub it in a little bit.
Banks.
27-17 Ravens.
I was going to say 27-13. I think the story of this game will be the Ravens defense. I think the talk is Ravens offense versus Wink. I think that the Ravens defense will play very, very well in this game and shut down Daniel Jones. The one thing the Ravens have done a very nice job of, even going back to last year when they had all the defensive deficiencies, is shut down the run. And I don't think the Giants can do much offensively if they can't establish Saquon. I think they'll have a hard time establishing Saquon this week. And that will lead to a pretty routine Ravens victory. You guys saw the announcers. I did not. I was trying to scroll through to find it. So I'll let you Banks, I'll let you reveal it.
This is not a Fox game. It's a CBS game. So I'll let you take a crack at it from there.
Oh, okay. Ian Eagle, Charles Davis.
That's correct.
Bang. Bang.
I forget what website or what Twitter account it is, but I see it every day.
Or every
very
Monday
early
or
in the
Tuesday.
week. Yeah, I think it was Monday. I even saw it.
Who are Nance and who are Nance and Romo on this week? Oh, Chiefs Bills.
Which is crazy. That's not.
What's the Sunday game?
I think it's a Broncos game.
Oh no! Oh God! I will be going to bed on Sunday early.
It's Dallas, Philadelphia.
Is it? That's
okay.
Yeah.
Why did I
Monday Night Football is Denver.
That's right.
Can I tell you something, by the way? And this is going to sound wild. I'm sure NBC is thrilled to have Cowboys Eagles over Bills Chiefs. That's a bigger rating. Cowboys Eagles is just a straight up bigger rating. The Cowboys are 4-0. It's a divisional matchup. The Eagles, every soul in the city of Philly is going to be watching that game. That is going to be a huge deal. That's going to be a giant number.
Do the Phillies play Sunday too? That could be a great sports day in Philly. We're off tomorrow, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, they must.
No, it might be on Monday for Game 5 if they have a day off between. I don't know. Which game do you think the lowest ticket price is more expensive for between Buffalo, KC, and Dallas, Philly?
I have it right here.
They're very close.
Yeah.
Oh my God, those are two very good home crowds too. I bet it's a little cheaper in Philly.
It's a little bit. $268 in KC and $262 in Philly.
Yeah. That's just so
for a regular season game.
And then there's nothing else. Nothing else even close this week.
Such a huge get-in price. Oh my God. Steelers Bucks being 135. God, the Steelers love their football. That game, that's just, I guess you have Brady coming. Ravens Giants 106. Not cheap. See what the lowest is.
It ain't New England, Cleveland, baby.
Lowest is Rams Panthers. What a shocker, 31.
Yeah, but being in LA, you would think that ticket alone is just going to be higher because it's in LA.
It's a pretty good slate, honestly. Ravens Giants, the frisky Jets against the Packers, and Bengals Saints in a who wants to be decent, and a Vikings Dolphins in a not sure if either of these teams are good game are all at 1:00. Then Bills Chiefs is just the dominator at 4. That's fine. The other games don't matter. And then the Sunday game is good.
Yeah.
Broncos. I just cannot watch the Broncos. It's just awful. It's just so consistently awful.
I wouldn't mind watching Herbert beat up on them.
And then somehow next week we're already to week 7. That's insane if you think about it. Doesn't feel like it's been that many weeks. Steelers Dolphins, the Sunday night game next week. Ooh.
Jeez, better
Wow.
hope too.
And the Monday game is Bears Patriots. Wow. That is horrible.
Well, Bears are on primetime back-to-back weeks, which is insane.
That is
Oh my
horrible.
God, why? Stop doing this to us.
The Thursday game is
This
so
is
bad
offensive.
this week. The Commanders Bears is just so bad.
So offensive. I'm offended.
I mean, good thing we'll have baseball on. Like I'll probably have
Yeah.
on.
Well, the
on
Yankee
TV too.
game might get delayed.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
shit, that's true.
They might
God
get canceled
damn it.
tomorrow.
You know what? That may be my redeem team, Doc. Time.
Yeah, this slate week 7 is horrific. Horrific. The only good game is Chiefs 49ers. Everything else is pretty trashy.
There's also a good chance that doesn't even work
Yeah.
out to be a good game.
Colts Titans is actually maybe the second best game.
That's so I can't believe that. Titans they played 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. Packers Bills the Sunday game after that. Bengals Browns the Monday game.
They were probably I guess probably not.
And then Ravens Bucks. We'll be all watching Ravens Bucks.
This sucks. That sucks. Jets Denver.
You're talking about week 7?
Yeah.
I might write a blog for
that's good
Monday
for baseball.
Morning, just about how week 7 is the worst slate in the history of football.
Like I'm not downplaying this. You guys are both looking at this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you look at it,
Week
Banks?
7 is the worst week I've ever seen. It's the worst board.
Hey, guess what? Week 8's not much better.
Tons of road favorites that week.
Week 8, the best game is Tampa and Baltimore.
I can't wait for Tirico and Collinsworth to try to sell Steelers Dolphins is a huge game. That's gonna be fun.
They better.
Kansas City, San Francisco's decent.
That's far and away the best game.
Yeah, it's
but
not even close.
There's also, there's potential for that to be a stinker. Kansas City, blow them out.
Could roll the 49ers. Yeah.
Again, don't look.
How much are you dreading Titans Chiefs on Sunday night?
How much? That's Sunday night. That's not Sunday night, is it?
Wait, it is week 9.
Wait, what?
Titans at the Chiefs.
I don't like that.
Ravens Saints on Monday night.
Oh, we do have the Monday night Halloween Cincinnati Cleveland.
Eagles Texans on Thursday, November 3rd.
There's some
the Thursday games stink.
Horrific.
Falcons Panthers on November 10th. Al Michaels may not make it through the game. Oh no.
That might not even be. They have to play each other another time this year, I think.
They may cancel that game.
They play twice in 3 weeks. Oh
no.
Oh,
they love doing that.
There's a lot of bad Thursday games.
They're scheduling that all the time now.
How bad is that loss by the Saints to the Panthers?
Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. It's really, really bad.
God, they almost beat the Browns week 1.
And that was going through the schedule with the X32 podcast. I feel like we do that like once a year where we just start looking at the slates. The slates is important. It's important. Good college football slate this weekend, by the way. Good college football slate.
I guess if there's a month to mail in the slate, it's October.
Yeah. You want to hear the college football there real quick? Penn State, Michigan at noon. Awesome game.
This weekend here?
Yeah.
Big one is
Alabama, Tennessee at 3:30.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma State, TCU at 3:30. That's a sneaky top 15 matchup. NC State, Syracuse on the ACC network, 15 versus 18. What a pull for the ACC network. Unbelievable. Mississippi State, Kentucky at 7:30 on SEC network. Why are they programming it this way? And USC, Utah at 8, 7 versus 20. A lot of ranked matchups.
USC and Utah are always like a sneaky good uniform matchup.
And right in the did you see they're like letting I hope this is fake. Maybe this is fake. Alabama and Tennessee are like color rushing their uniforms or whatever. They're going like
red and crimson or crimson and orange.
Orange, yeah.
That would.
I hope that wasn't fake. I scrolled past that on Twitter. I'm just saying that now without verifying it, but that's what we do. And then Maryland, Indiana at 3:30. Loser goes home in the Big Ten East.
Tom Coverdale Bowl.
Huge game.
With Carolina and Duke, what do you think they get in prices for that one?
At Duke or at UNC?
At Duke.
3.
4. Two?
$133.
What?
I'm not making this up.
Really?
North
I guess
Carolina
that
at Duke,
that shows you how much
8
that
p.m.,
rivalry memes. That game
ACC Network.
sucks. Fox has
$133
Wisconsin,
for
Michigan
section
State
2.
at 4:00. That game's bad.
Ew.
Oh my God.
Minnesota, Illinois, sneaky good at noon on BTN. 5-1 versus 4-1. We're just giving you the full football preview. Big game for the Terps, by the way. Got to win this game. Got to go and beat Indiana. This is one we got to get. Would love to get this one. You got to in this division. We got to beat team. We got to beat Indiana. This would get us one win away from bowl eligibility going to Northwestern. Could get to 6 which would be awesome. Great. Terps favored by 11. Come on, Talia. Come on.
Gotta win that one.
Come on, boys.
Oh,
Indiana has not looked very good this year, but
real quick,
tough at home.
Speaking of quarterbacks who have had injuries from hits, Lamar's comments today about the refs.
That he's gonna start throwing his hands up.
I love that.
Yeah,
I think it's great.
Get some star calls, Lamar.
The only thing is you never see him get tossed around like that. Like,
yeah, he's so good at evading. He never gets things that are like never puts himself
He's
in the
usually
position.
trying to duck under the sack where like if you get him good, you kind of just like end up on his back and just.
But the most true thing in the world is the quarterbacks that can run are officiated differently.
mm-hmm.
Like he's just officiated differently because he has the ability to get out in space and run. Whereas Tom Brady can't move. So
I feel like Tirico said as much during the broadcast.
He did. He said that. He 100% said that. Yeah.
I thought it was a good talking point by him. Because again, if he's like, hey, they're calling it on everyone else, sure. Give him a, what are they calling it? The body weight? Give him a body weight penalty.
Arkansas BYU in Provo.
Did you see the BYU helmets too?
I did with the Cougars on them. Yeah.
Dope.
It's cool. Yeah. BYU.
And
God, what a trip for Arkansas in the middle of the SEC. That's your non-conference game you're going to. Shush. All right, let's go ahead.
I was just gonna say Bama. You're talking about non-conference Bama WVU. It's kind of cool. In like 4 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was that in 2040,
2027, and 2028. I think
the Terps are about to play UVA. I think next year at home, maybe the year after that. And I totally forgot that got scheduled like 10 years ago.
Yeah. Well, it's the Big Cat. Like, I will never see that date. Like that date will never happen.
Yeah.
They're like, I think it was on one part of my take where they were like, yeah, Alabama and Oregon are playing a game in like 2039. And they did the math and they were like, those kids are in kindergarten right now. Like the kids playing in that game.
Because Michael Oxley said, and I thought Locks hit this spot on in terms of like, they went to Charlotte and not that you're complaining to go play in Charlotte, but he was like, this isn't even really my scheduling. Like I'm just playing games that have just been on the schedule and I would have scheduled different games.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of stinks if you're a coach. Like you can't especially if you're a coach that's getting here and if you're trying to rebuild a program and you have that like 4, 5, 6 year window to try to get it done and you're trying to like schedule to how your program's progressing. He probably would have liked to have played like a good home game instead of playing Charlotte or gone and played a better team. Like just very, very weird that you can't. It's such with college basketball where like the scheduling is going down to like close to the season.
Hey, anyone want to play this weekend? Like we
got exactly. Like
yeah, sure, come on down.
We're like filling dates.
Yeah.
Like so late. You're playing MTEs and stuff.
That's why it was always so important in NCAA football. I used to play at Penn State, at Florida, home versus Miami, and then I'd do like at USC. So that way the Terps would be 4-0 and we'd be undefeated going into. We'd be like number 1 in the AP going into week 5 every year. It worked out perfectly. Got to get those good games on the schedule.
Really no Orioles news to speak of. So the only thing I'll ask you guys about baseball is, did you like the 3-game playoff format? And then we'll move to the draft. You and I briefly talked about this on Saturday, Banks. So we have some experience talking about this, or Friday, or whatever that was.
I was fine with it. Like, I didn't think it was like too much or too little. I mean, even if it went off of the first game, like if they were all 1-game series, all the series would have been the same because all the teams who won game 1 won the series. Yeah, I mean, we got some good games. We got some stinkers. Like, I mean, the Blue Jays game, the Blue Jays Mariners, that game was unbelievable. It was fine. Again, I do like the one game, like do or die, win or go home. But I think we did get some good baseball, and I think again we got the matchups that I think we kind of wanted. People wanted to see the Mets win, but I don't think anyone's complaining about seeing the Padres, so I'm all right with it.
I thought they felt like college baseball super regionals, and I loved that vibe to them. Like two very good teams in every single game. The pitching matchup at the top of it was incredibly key because everyone like had time to sort of rest their starter. So you were going to get the top line pitching matchup right at the, like getting Darvish and Scherzer and getting all that different stuff was really cool. And I thought the environments were electric in all of the stadiums, and like the Phillies coming back and beating the Cardinals in the ninth was like, felt like a real moment, but it didn't like, and it would have been an amazing moment in a one gamer, but then giving the Cardinals the chance to try to like come back at home the next 2 days if they was really cool. I thought, I have especially attacked Major League Baseball for doing a bad job like promoting their sport. I thought this was awesome. I thought it was great that it was all on ESPN networks and ABC. You knew exactly where to go for all the games. It wasn't spread out all over the place. It was just like ESPN's weekend to show playoff baseball, and then you just move into TBS and Fox for the rest of the time. I just think it was like it was cool. Now, ESPN's announced teams are not good, but or some of them are not good, but I thought it was I just thought it was cool. I thought it was better than the one gamers, which almost felt like one game playoffs, like to settle a tie as opposed to like real playoff games sometimes. And these felt like real playoff games. And I thought gave cities more cities the chance to host huge games. And I think that's like good for the sport. Like, I think if you're like the Mariners watch party was like, they were in game 7 of the World Series that
was cool.
In Seattle. I thought it was, I really enjoyed, I felt like really locked into all the games, and it gave the teams the ability to win in a format they played all year, the 3-game series. Can you win a 3-game series? And yes, in the playoffs, we extend it more in 5 and 7, and that's great. But it was like, here it is, 2 awesome teams. One team gets home field advantage, try to beat a team twice. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah. And ooh, go on, Brian.
You get like a whole bunch of baseball all at one time. If you do, I mean, I don't know if they ever did 2 wildcard games per league. I don't think they ever did, but only do those at night. I love the idea of like high noon, baseball's on, and then you get baseball from then until like midnight, and just big high leverage situations, lots of games. And then, like you said, like, hey, result goes one way, like you got another chance tomorrow to turn around. Like having that resolve and having to see teams respond to it. Like the Cardinals didn't respond to it, but it was still just an interesting and fascinating thing. Like, how are they going to get themselves off the mat after having this game won for 8 1/3 innings, and then they just walk and hit batters and do all these kinds of things and have their hearts ripped out at home? Like, it was just exciting from mostly from beginning to end. It's kind of unfortunate that only one series went 3 games, but so be it. Like, no matter what, like from the jump, like you're guaranteed on day 2 that you're going to have a team that is fighting for its life and another team trying to close them out. And that's an exciting thing in itself.
And I mean, again, like you said, only one series went 3, but like, I mean, the 15 innings in Cleveland was awesome. Like that game was, I mean, it turned into a do or die game. And it's like every pitch you're sitting there like, oh my God, this could be it. And then, Oscar hits the home run in the 15th inning. And it was an incredible scene. And again, it's the middle of the day. Like, I love that. I thought it was great. The all day baseball is so much fun. And it may be different because, I mean, us Orioles fans, we've seen both ends of like, oh, it's great because you get in this 162. They played in the first wild card game and they beat Texas. And it's like, oh, it's so great because you win one game and now you're moving on. But then you see the other side of the coin where it's like, oh, we lost one game and now, now your team goes home in 2016. Again, I think MLB did a good job and hell, who knows? They may try and stretch it out to 5-game series, just to get more money. Can you imagine that? Just a full week of games. I did like it. Like you were saying, Taylor, it did have the college baseball feel where it's like, here, it's all at one spot. Here's where you're playing. Line up your 3 versus their 3 and just go at it. So, and good games going on now too. Again, San Diego just went up on LA. So it's and I mean, the Astros game yesterday was unbelievable. I mean,
the baseball players have been very good so far. Very good.
The cream seems to rise to the top with in the baseball playoffs.
It gives them abilities to create some stars too. I mean, maybe somebody like, let me just pick a rabbit out of a hat, like Mike Trout, when they're probably never playing these games, but like other people that like make the playoffs and win, like can like make these games and kind of become bigger deals. I don't know why you guys are laughing, but that's just, he will never probably play in these games. I mean, it's just a fact. He never plays in these games, but maybe if the baseball playoffs expands to like all the teams, he will, the Angels will get in these games. Maybe Ohtani, like maybe we'll see Shohei pitch and hit like, oh no, he's going to sign 1 year for $40 million to stay in the Angels, who can't make the playoffs. Holy bananas. What a joke.
Maybe they do like a rock and jock Super Bowl at the halftime for the Eagles. And Mike Trout playing that. Yeah.
Maybe he can like do punt, pass, and kick this on Sunday Night Football this weekend. That'll get him on national TV in October.
He's gonna be there.
100% he's gonna be there. 100%.
Do the Eagles wait?
And Tirico's gonna be like, what a big day in Philly sports as the Phillies and the Braves contested Game 4 or whatever in the American League Divisional Series. And here's baseball star Mike Trout, New Jersey native, big Phillies fan. It's gonna be like, what? Come on, Mike. Get in the playoffs.
Is there an Eagles Monday night game soon? Man. Because he's gonna be on the Manning cast. If it's an Eagles game on Monday night.
Yeah, I don't know.
We just went over a fourth of the schedule.
We really did. I can't believe we didn't find that.
Tune in next week.
I think they are. I think they are.
They have to have a Monday night game.
I think in November they're on Monday night.
Yeah.
They're game against Washington. Oh,
at home, but they're at home, so he's probably going to be there.
He'll probably just do FaceTime from the front row, like the dream seats.
They're on primetime a lot this year.
Yeah,
they've already been on Monday night. They're on Sunday night this weekend. Then they're
probably
on Prime
going to the one against Green Bay.
Then they're on Prime Video.
Pray for you.
Then they're on Monday night. Then they're on Sunday night. Yeah,
pray for me too.
And at Dallas on. Fox will probably protect that game. They probably won't.
We gotta give a shout out to the NFL at least for not making Philadelphia Pittsburgh a primetime game, because that would have been easy for them to do.
Yeah.
Kudos to them for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They knew. They knew.
Yeah, they knew the Steelers were cooked. Absolutely.
They did that on Halloween one year. It was like 2006 or something like that. I remember that. Maybe not. I know it wasn't prime time. Maybe just a 4:15 game. I remember. It was Sunday, obviously.
Oh, so the Braves came back. The Braves won.
Yeah, Braves won 3-0.
God, Kyle Wright's good, huh? Vanderbilt. Oh, he gets it done. Okay. Let's move on. Not Nick Kimberly. What am I doing? That drill starting. I got too upset about. See, this is why I can't talk about Trout. It totally takes.
You said that you weren't going to talk about him, and
during the season. The season is. Well, I guess the playoffs are going in the regular. That's a little bit of a gray area.
The result is in. So
the result is in. Starting five, yes, very in. Starting five draft presented by Fed Thrill. Use the promo code EXIT52 to get 20% off your Sunnies. The weather continues to be pretty nice.
So I think rainy on Thursday.
It's gonna be rainy. Yeah, it's gonna be rainy tomorrow. But it was nice today. It's been warm. It was like 80 degrees when I was in Minneapolis yesterday, which was one of the most stunning things I've ever been a part of. It's always like cold there. Apparently, they have the skywalks and everything. So use the promo code X52, 20% off. Game shows inspired by last week's end of pod discussion about. This is obviously going to be a pick, so I'm not spoiling anything. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? We decided to do best or our favorite game shows. I have the first pick. Banks, you have the second pick. RET, you have the third pick as we continue our rotation. I had been complaining about my first overall pick drafts lately. I'm not complaining this week. I had one I wanted to get, and I'm going to get it number one overall. So when I type the names in here real quick on my draft board, I will not miss a pick this week as I did last week. That was embarrassing. I am taking a historical stalwart, one that stood the test of time, continues to be popular. I'm taking Jeopardy.
Oh, okay.
Yep, taking
great
Jeopardy.
Show. I really had no idea where you were going to go with that.
I love Jeopardy. Absolutely
I also
love
love
Jeopardy.
Jeopardy.
And I think most people do. And it's a fun show to play along with at home. It's a fun show to, one up your friends. And Alex Trebek was the goat. May he rest in peace. And Ken Jennings has done a nice job. So
the best thing that we ever got from Jeopardy, though, was the Celebrity Jeopardy skits from SNL.
Well, that's the thing. It's very
great point.
Very this is not a word, parodyable. You can do parodies with it very easily.
It's a pop culture institution. So anything that is liable to end up on SNL.
Yeah.
It's a testament to its longevity and its excellence, if you will.
Yeah.
So Turd Ferguson.
Funny. Bigger than normal.
It's funny. It's because it's bigger than a normal hat. Will Ferrell. Best of Will Ferrell again.
That's not my name. That's what.
So we've now in the last 2 months we've done Robert Goulet, and how many more Best of Will Ferrell sketches could we do?
We could fit them all in. I think we could do that.
Yeah. Banks.
I gotta take The Price is Right. I gotta do it. I love The Price is Right.
I thought that was gonna be your pick.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say that it was easy, but it's the right pick. I gotta have it. I cannot let it go to anybody else. I'm just gonna let it run. Man, like obviously during childhood, day off of school, sick day, whatever, that's what you do. You catch SportsCenter like twice from 9 to 11. You watch twice over, and then you're like, all right, I already know what's going on here. And then you just flick on CBS and you catch, Bob Barker. Is he the GOAT?
We
could have done game show hosts.
Yeah.
That could be a whole separate thing.
Yeah, but we can still do that.
Yeah. So, yeah, just so many, the variety of different games and the way it's, stayed kind of true to itself and it's just not really changed all that much over the years. It's awesome. Remember Memorial Day weekend like a couple years ago, and it's just Memorial Day Monday, and Price is Right is on, and they're spinning the wheel for the Showcase Showdown, and we're just going nuts on people doing this, that, and the other. Like it gets people going. It's people yelling at the TV about prices or like whatever. It's any good game show is like interactive, and Jeopardy does that, and so does Price is Right.
It's a great show.
Drew Carey's done a good job with it too.
I was gonna say he's done about probably as well as he could. Like there's no way that he was
tough job.
Yeah. They're huge shoes to fill. And he
I just love the one from Santa Barbara and Kiss Me Bob t-shirts and all that good stuff. It's such neuter and spay.
Yep.
By the way.
Neuter and spay your pets.
He's fantastic.
All righty.
RDTF 2.
I'm going to go Family Feud. Take Family Feud.
Okay.
The past and the current one. Again, say what you want about him. I don't know if he's really a well-liked guy, but I think Steve Harvey does a really good job on that show.
I think he's excellent on that show.
Yeah.
I think he is almost perfect for that show.
His quick little quips and facial expressions and like he's very good. He knows when to keep it moving. He knows when to keep digging into something. And again, the show just does a great job itself of the show brings out characters and like the answers. And even what they've done with the NFL ones where they bring on, the groups of guys like Torrey Smith did one. Stephon Diggs has that famous clip. There's just so many.
Stephon Diggs clip is so funny.
There are so many good ones. Hell, even the I know that's not what it was called, but the It's Always Sunny scene when they go to the Family Fight, I think it was called. That may be one of my favorite episodes. The buzzer noise, the cottage cheese episode too.
So good.
It's very good. The whole show. The show is very funny, and it's you talk about a show where you're yelling at your TV. That's up there with the other two that you mentioned. Very, very good stuff. And again, it's always on. That's not like hey, you got to catch it at 11 on CBS. It's like you can turn on the TV at any given time. There's like a 66% chance that you're in the midst of like a 4-hour marathon and you can just run through it. So I will take.
It's a good pick.
It's a decent bar show too. 101 has a habit of putting it on.
Yeah.
It's not a show where you need to listen to it. It helps when you can listen because you can hear Steve Harvey making fun of people, but you can also see, the question. Can't you see the question? No, do they tell? No,
I don't think you can, which is a frustration of mine. I think old versions, they would have the question up there
on the board,
but then they change it to just like a 1-word summary of the topic.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. I take that back. Maybe closed captioning.
It almost makes a fun game though, where you kind of like think to yourself, like you just see things up there and you're like, ooh, like you try to guess what the question was.
Now you're playing backward. Now you're playing Jeopardy. Like, what's the question here? I have the answers. What's the question? So I'll take that one. My next one. Oh man, give me Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I don't want to let it sit anymore. I knew it was going next round anyways. Again, we've talked about it for 2 weeks in a row.
Taylor had to know well enough it wasn't going to get to him. Yeah. But I was sitting here with my hand on it was written on the card and I was ready to run it up to the podium.
I thought that's where he was going number one, honestly.
I kind of thought so still.
Yeah, I almost did, but I love Jeopardy. I still am watching Jeopardy. It just has more of an impact on me day to day now.
Yeah, but the last 2 weeks, what have you thought about more?
I've thought about Millionaire more, but in the past 10 years, I've thought about Jeopardy more.
True. But again, we've already gone over it so many times. What makes it great? The production, the lights, Regis's cadence.
It delivers. It delivers.
Yeah, it's great. It was that used to be like, that was one of the first like prime time game shows that I remember, like my family sitting down and watching and like going to school the next day being like, did you see the guy miss that question? Did you see this? That was like it was a monumental show when it came out. I feel like it just had America by the balls and it was so damn good.
Appointment television.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
You want to give us a little Regis?
Computer, eliminate 2 of the wrong answers. AT&T, let's get Eric's father on the line. Excuse me, this is Regis Philbin from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Eric's got $64,000, and he's going for $125,000. He's doing pretty well.
Yeah. I was gonna say
he's doing help to get there. All right,
he's doing all right, but he could be a little better.
Thanks. It's your pick in the game show draft.
That's such a top 4 tier there that we just cleaned up.
That was the chalk. That was the chalk I was talking about.
That was the top tier, and now I think things get a little saucy. And I'm gonna shake things up here. I'm gonna take whose line is it anyway? I'm calling it a game show. Points might be made up. They definitely matter. I don't even care. Some of the funniest television I've ever watched in my life.
It's the best.
Piss your pants stuff.
So good. It is such a good show.
I don't know that we appreciate Ryan Stiles and Colin Mockery in the way that we should. Those two are comedy geniuses.
Superstars.
When it's them and Wayne Brady, it is some of the funniest stuff you will ever see.
What a curveball
next week.
Chip, what's his name? Being the villain in Outer Banks?
In Outer Banks, yeah. Chip Eston, yeah.
A route that guy took.
When he was on that, when I saw him in Outer Banks for the first time, I was like, oh, the Who's Line guy.
I was like, what do I know this guy from? Who's Line? It's so good. It's just a blend of, some of the games in there, when they would announce them, you just get so fired up. Like props is so good.
It's so
props
good.
Always slaps. And then like there was a time where I like when they did the music ones, I just kind of like, all right. But
when they do the thing where they're introduced, I can't remember the name of the segment is escaping me, but when they have like the anthology series, and Mockery and Styles like introduced it, and then Wayne Brady performed the song. This is so good. Laura Hall, by the way, two legends, Laura Hall, Linda Taylor, the two music people.
That too.
Mhm.
That too.
I
Laura
bet
Hall,
you
Linda Taylor.
if you go back and watch some of those old episodes now, like they would still hit just the same.
It does.
Like,
I mean, it's a great late night. That's a great if you're up at 1 a.m. when the show's on, you turn it on and you watch, and you always.
I watched it while I had COVID over Christmas.
Is it on
Last
Netflix?
year.
Where is it
Might just
streaming?
be YouTube. I'm not sure.
I don't know where it streams.
That
I
seems
can't
like
remember.
a perfect new like Netflix or Hulu show. You know, just letting the episodes roll. Just
They're still making it.
yeah.
It's not Drew Carey.
Yeah,
it's not as good.
What's her name?
But it's her name's escaping me. But they're still making that show. That's a great pick.
And if they should have.
It was
I
on my
think they've
board.
done this to some degree, but like if they were to go on tour and do that, and then
they're
each
coming.
recorded episode.
Hold on,
I know they do it in some way, but
I gotta
those
find
became
it.
the episodes.
Whose line is it anyway? Baltimore. They're literally. I see it on Facebook.
Yeah.
They're coming to Baltimore like in 2 weeks. No, October 29th.
Oh, we should go.
It is.
Where is it?
I think it's at the Lyric. Yeah, it's at the Lyric.
Oh, I would love to go to that.
Tickets are $66.
Would pay.
Look here. I'm gonna look up. I want to look up who it is.
We should do a
October
post show with them.
29th. Let me. October 29th.
The video, the picture shows Lyric Baltimore. The picture shows all of them.
Oh,
Ryan Stiles, Greg Props, blah blah blah.
Greg Proops.
Yeah, Jeff Daniels, Joel
Greg
Murray.
was so hit or miss.
Well, maybe not all.
Oh, it's a Saturday. I probably won't be here. I'll be flying to Indiana.
7:30. I don't know.
Sad.
Take off.
Oh.
7:30.
Indiana with the Terps trying to win the Big Ten. 7:30 to 11:30.
Could you imagine 4 hours of that? I would get a hernia.
I would love that. Oh,
I would laugh so
That's
hard.
Crazy. Do you know how much water they would drink?
2 weeks.
I do wish that Wayne was on there. That's kind of is Mockery on there? I don't know if he is.
No, it was just Ryan Stiles.
Ryan is great, but I feel like Ryan and Colin together.
Colin
is
is
the sweet spot.
Yeah, it is. All right. Well, all right. I have 2 picks here. I am gonna dip into the kids area of the game shows here. I'm taking Double Dare. I
wanted to get it.
To start, I think that show is awesome in all iterations. Double Dare first, Double Dare 2000. Just like sticking your hands into the nose to find some things. I mean, there's just a lot of shenanigans going on there. I think that's a show everybody watches as a kid. So yeah, love me some Double Dare. I'm gonna stay there, and I'm gonna take Legends of the Hidden Temple.
God damn it. Yeah.
Double dipped it.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna double dip in the kids. I'm gonna take Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yeah. That's I mean,
I just did not expect that whatsoever.
did you guys ever do Legends of the Hidden Temple for Halloween? Like
no.
Oh, freshman year of college, we did that. Blue Barracuda shirt still upstairs.
Yeah, that's a great shirt. Or great shirt, great show. It's great everything. Olmec, legend.
Olmec. Yep. And
Legend.
aren't they making a movie about it or something?
I hope so. I can only hope so. Yeah, I'm going double kids. I think I needed to get those. I don't know if those were getting back to if one of those is getting back to me. So
Probably not.
Banks.
Stump the Schwab. Taking
Yeah.
Schwab.
That's
Great sports. I mean, I'm stunned that a sports game show like Lane has not been filled in my entire
they had
lifetime
sports.
besides
They had
this
Sports
show.
Jeopardy with Dan Patrick that was on ABC Sports Network. It just didn't get a lot of
it didn't have the same
airtime.
ABC Sports Network, NBC Sports Network. Sorry,
NBC Sports Network. Yeah.
I don't really remember that being advertised or really like
Was always
put out
on
there
late.
that much. That's a shame. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of potential for something now. I mean, the dozen kind of fills that.
Yeah.
Is that spoil? Is that it?
Yeah, it is.
I
It's on my
fucked that
board.
up.
It's on my board.
Wow. Okay. Well, sorry about that. Stump the Schwab. I mean, they literally just pulled him out of the computer room, like whatever room that has like 50 TV screens and there's a bunch of computers, and he's just typing up stats and shit. And they said, "Oh, we're just gonna put this guy in front of a camera. He's gonna be a prick to everybody, and he's gonna be right about everything too."
Have we talked about my Howie Schwab experience on the show?
I don't know that you really have, not on the podcast at least.
So I don't know if maybe I've talked about this. So in college, I was on an ESPNU had a late night show called Unite. It's actually funny. For the Maryland Hall of Fame last week, we inducted Taylor Twellman, went to Maryland. He's now on ESPN doing soccer, Sports Center. I was talking with him about it. He got offered that show, turned it down, didn't want to do it. Smart move. It got canceled after like a year. But so they did like they revived Stump the Schwab for the show. So it's funny. I guess we would have done it on Zoom. I've said it's funny like 4 times. It's probably not that funny. But so we had rounds against, at that point, the ACC. So I competed against someone from Clemson and someone from UVA, got to the next round, competed in a semi against a guy from Temple who lost his internet. So we're webcamming in, or I think we were Skyping, and he lost internet for an hour, and we had to sit at the computer and stare at the screen with our hands like clearly shown on the table, so we weren't cheating on the question that was in progress, because it was like multiple choice going through, like trying to pick like most followed sports accounts or like the last 15 Heisman winners. I kept separating myself on the pop culture question, so I made the finals against the guy from Northern Illinois, against a guy from Utah, and we got flown to ESPN to like tape the finals. So I was like with Howie Schwab the whole day. He like brought us around the headquarters. We like sat and ate in the cafeteria with him, and like sat with him and Tim Legler. It was like very bizarre. Like sat there and like ate lunch. They took us into like all the studios, Sports Center, Baseball Tonight. They had like, we went in the Baseball Tonight, like one that had like all the baseball field lines on it. It was very cool. Then we taped the show, finished second, lost the kid from Utah. I wonder what that kid's doing now. And the next day we're in the airport, and I'm sitting I went by myself. And one of the guys was there with his dad, and then another guy was there by himself. We were sitting in the airport all together about to leave, and Howie Schwab got laid off the next day. Literally got laid off from ESPN the day after we filmed it with him. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. We were there for that guy's last day of work.
They kept them on payroll just for you guys.
You have to spend it with
probably an extra.
Yep. Spent it with us, like 3 20-year-olds, and then and got laid off. What a time. That was really cool going to ESPN. I was so upset after. I sat in my car for like 15 minutes before driving back to the hotel. I was so upset about that. I lost. Lost on NHL questions. Classic.
Yeah.
Hockey guy. That's my Howie Schwab story. RDTF2.
Global Guts. Sticking with the Nickelodeon theme. Global Guts. Mike O'Malley. Legend. Mo. Even a bigger legend. She was the best.
How long do you guys think that show's run was for? I just looked this up.
Maybe 15 years? No.
Banks?
It's got to be less than that.
7 years?
4 seasons.
4?
Wow.
Feels longer, right?
I thought that it
160 episodes.
Because I was reading this article about it, and it says in 2008 they revived it with My Family's Got Guts, but that's obviously not the same. This is a fantastic old school like physical challenge type. And it was also like country based, like they pitted all the different countries against each other. But physical challenge where you were swimming or jumping or, just doing whatever. And then at the end, the Aggro Craig trophy, which I picked that was in my starting 5 of trophies. The Aggro Craig.
Yeah.
It's an all-time trophy. What was it called? What was the mountain called? It was called the Aggro Craig is what it was called. And then, then you win a piece of it. That's what it is.
Correct.
That was like the all-time, like I want to be on this game show so bad. And then
I think it was like the Aggro Crag. Then it like upgrade. It was like the Mega Crag.
The Super Aggro Crag.
The Super Aggro Crag was I'm looking at that right now. Super Aggro Crag, yeah.
Pressing buttons, you make your way to the top, dodging obstacles. They would just push stuff down upon you.
How many seasons do you guys think Legends of the Hidden Temple had?
Now I want to guess early, like 6.
3. 120 episodes.
I was gonna say they probably.
That's a lot of episodes, though.
It's a ton of episodes still, but it's amazing. Like those shows feel like they run forever because they get rerun all the time, but they didn't exist for actually that many years making new episodes.
Yeah, they probably just filmed a ton of them, and
yeah,
they probably filmed those in like 3 months. 120 episodes.
Guts was awesome though.
Yeah, Guts was a great time. This article says it's not available for streaming, but bootleg copies exist online. So I think I may be on YouTube tonight looking up Global Guts.
Why they wouldn't? It must be a rights thing, but why? Like it got distributed by Viacom. That should be on Paramount Plus. That doesn't make any sense.
That would be very unless like the quality is not great or like
who cares? I mean,
tapes or whatever. This article also says AJ McLean from the Backstreet Boys. McLean, I believe. McLean was a contestant on the show in 1992.
Legends of the Hidden Temple is on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, I figured that was. I don't know why. I don't know.
It's got to be something with the distribution.
Yeah. But yeah, so my first one is Global Guts. My second pick for this.
Oh no, it is on here. It's on Paramount
really?
Plus. Yeah.
Oh, this 17magazine.com. You lying.
Yeah.
Shit.
All these episodes are on here. Yeah.
Oh, well, this is also an article from December 2018. So maybe that's on me.
Yeah, that's on you.
All right. My next one. Again, this is one of the more popular Nickelodeon ones, and I'm just sticking with this theme. One of the more popular Nickelodeon game shows to come along, and also the host to like one of my first crushes. It's Figure It Out. Summer Sanders is.
Oh, Summer Sandys.
Summer Sanders is my childhood.
Summer Sandpiece.
She was something.
Oh, jeez.
Something. What was she not like? She was one of the hottest girls growing up.
I would say I was never a Summer Sanders guy.
Oh man.
From like a crush perspective. I mean, she's very pretty. I just was never really into her as much as others.
More of a Lori Beth Denberg kind of guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm looking at she's in the picture right now that I see.
Thanks. You want to break the tie on Summer Sanders?
I'm kind of with you, Taylor.
Oh,
Thank you.
All right, good. Fine. More for me. It's fine with me.
God.
Enjoy.
Bonk.
Olympic swimmer. I thought you'd be all about that.
No, I mean, she's awesome. I mean,
appreciate her, what she did for this country?
Oh, stop. No one appreciates her more for what she did for her country than me.
This was the ultimate just slime game show. Like they had the secret word.
You want to feel old, RET? She's 50.
Yeah, I believe it. She was like, sorry. So that show, what year did that come out? That show
probably 90. I would think 96, 8,
so
7.
7. Yeah. So she was. Yeah. I mean,
97 to 99.
That's how long it was on.
She was named the commissioner of the Nickelodeon Games and Sports Channel.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for your service, Summer.
Yes, that's right. Forgot about gas.
She hosted ESPN's Beg, Borrow, and Deal. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, just a fun game show. The Nickelodeon contestants would try and guess, someone's talent or whatever they could do. It was just very, very simple, but it was a very fun show. That's another show I would like to go back and watch just a little bit, not too long. But this also says it came back from 2012 to 2013, which I don't remember. But there is a watch now button. So I may be doing that tonight. Shout out Summer Sanders if you're watching this.
There you have it. Thanks.
I held my nut on this the entire draft so far, and I'm so excited to take it. Most Extreme Elimination Challenge. Like a top 5 favorite show of mine. Here he goes, going on about MXC again. So good. So good. So freaking good. I think it's on Amazon now. If you don't know it, look it up.
You could have taken that last, I think.
That's fair. I want it now. It's so good. Lee Blankenship, did I draft this before in something else?
Yeah.
Or did I just talk about it?
Didn't you drafted Guy Ledouche in something, right?
Yeah, we talked about it on the draft before.
Announcers.
Guy Ledouche.
Oh my gosh, such a good show. I might watch that tonight. Oh, not enough time to watch all these great shows.
There's
a show that has been complete copy off MXC, and I won't name it, but just come on.
I'm gonna get a sports one. I'm gonna take 2 Minute Drill, which I enjoyed playing along with when it was on, and I think would be the more of the model of the show rather than Stump the Schwab. Kenny Mayne, great host, perfect host for a game show.
Kenny Mayne in DC today.
I saw that. Yeah. So was Trey Wingo. So I'm gonna take 2 Minute Drill, and then I'm gonna take a classic with my last pick. I went through a lot of like ones that are rerun on GSN all the time. I'm taking the Cash Cab.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm taking the Cash Cab. I enjoyed the Cash Cab format.
It's a fun concept. I respect the Cash Cab.
Yep. There's some other GSN ones that I considered there, but I'm gonna take the Cash Cab. I like Cash Cab. Banks, you have one more.
What do I want here? I enjoy Whammy. Whammy, the all new Press Your Luck.
Whammy is great.
That was in my GSN ones.
I didn't think
no whammies.
Stop.
Big bucks, no whammies.
Big bucks,
always
no
with
whammies.
Tennis bracelets, man. There's always tennis bracelets up for grabs.
That was a fun show. That was very fun.
It's a fun show. Good animations. I went through just such a heavy GSN phase.
Yep.
When I was probably 12 years old.
I was gonna say middle school.
The heck out of that. I would watch. Man, there's a couple other that I think I would have been happy taking here too, and I won't name them with Eric having one more pick, but
you can name them.
I've had it. You're going a different direction. Yeah. There was just a heavy hitter lineup of Whammy, Lingo, and Russian Roulette in the afternoons.
Wow, you were just giving away picks. I guess RDT's the only person.
No, I told him. I said, let it fly.
He gave me the green light.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was listening. A Russian Roulette is incredible. Watching the people fall through the floor is one of the underrated moments you can get watching TV.
I don't know how to pitch on to a major network.
It's an incredible format of a show. Lingo is awesome.
I don't even remember.
Lingo is also amazing. The other ones I had on from GSN were Chain Reaction, which is a great show.
I don't remember.
Baggage, which was this show with like Jerry Springer, I believe, where he people brought on their baggage. It was so bizarre. I had another one I thought from there.
There's some classics that they run from back in the day that I appreciate too.
Yeah.
But let's let Eric have his pick. And then
and then we'll go into this. Yeah. Lingo is so good.
I'm between two. I'm gonna take Supermarket Sweep. That was a big one for me.
Yeah.
Is that an oversight?
I loved Supermarket Sweep.
I will say this. I was never I loved the idea of the chaos of Supermarket Sweep. I can't say I ever watched a ton of it. So I did. I had it, but I wasn't going to take it.
That used to be like me and my brother and sisters used to sit down and watch it and just go to the turkey. You got to go to the turkey, get the turkeys and the hams, get those first. And
get the diapers. The
diapers were always a big one. And then I always love a smooth cart transition when they would toss their full cart off and they'd get a new one. It was it's like a clean hockey line change. It's just
the best part of Supermarket Sweep to me is Supermarket Sweeps is that when you're in the grocery store and it's not that busy, trying to navigate it and get the things you need really quick is you can almost do the game show in real life, which is
100%. Definitely. And that was a show they brought back. I think during COVID, they
brought it back because of an ABC show.
Yeah.
And then they threw a season of the original up on Netflix, and I watched all of them. They were awesome. Awesome. The host is such a perfect cheese ball for the show. And I would have thought that you would. I mean, maybe you haven't watched it, Taylor, but if you were to watch it, I feel like you would appreciate that guy more than anything.
Yeah. I haven't watched it in a while. I watched it when I was a kid.
Do you remember his name?
No, I don't.
Oh, that's not on Netflix anymore. That's sad.
Ooh, David Martin Rupert.
It's got to be somewhere.
He'd always run around the corner to the front to start the show.
Yeah,
that was such a nice
he
thing to do in a game
sprints around and then he just stops right there.
Yeah, and they just pull somebody right out. Man, that show is freaking good.
He was also on the Harlem Globetrotters on Gilligan's Island.
It would almost exclusively women on the show too, and half of them were domestic engineers, which is a term that has been erased from modern vocabulary.
Yeah, my guess is the new the lady from SNL hosted the new one. I forget her name.
A 24-hour channel of the show is available on the Roku channel, and Lifetime and PAX versions of the show. Remember PAX? What a channel!
Yeah.
Are available on Buzzr. What in the good Lord is Buzzr?
Sounds like a game show network kind of channel.
Yeah, it really does.
That, again, you want to talk about easy watching, and like you could miss the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes of that show, and if you just tune in for the final run, I would almost rather watch those over the
That's totally fair.
quirky games in the beginning. Yeah. So it's just such a great show. And again, like you said, like me always being younger and having two other, I have two brothers, and I have a brother and a sister. So we were never allowed to stay home. Like when my mom went grocery shopping, so we'd all go. So again, you're running through it in your head. Like, all right, turkey, diapers over there, the hams are right here. And you're doing dry runs, constantly doing dry runs in your head. Like
people hucking hams into the cart.
Oh my God, just spiking them. Like, and I always wondered, like, I would love a behind the scenes on that show. Cause like, was it an actual grocery store? Was it just a set built
sure
like it? Or was that real food? Are they just like, are you buying a dented turkey in the morning? Like, do they put it back in there? Like, I don't know. I have so many questions. I have so many questions, but fantastic show. I love it.
Let's recap it. I took Jeopardy, Double Dare, Legends of the Hidden Temple, 2-Minute Drill, and Cash Cab. Banks took Price is Right. Whose Line Is It Anyway? Stump the Schwab. The Extreme Elimination Challenge, and Whammy. RDT took Family Feud, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Guts, Figure It Out, and Supermarket Sweeps. Some of my ones we didn't take. Wheel of Fortune is a pretty big outlier. I really do like Wheel. I almost took it at the end, but I didn't.
I don't care for the Wheel. I think it's...
Oh, I like the Wheel.
It's simpleton television.
Oh, that's just all. It says the guy who watches the Extreme Elimination Challenge.
Oh, come on. That's high comedy.
Oh, stop.
I will say
says the guy who watches a Whammy. No whammies. Stop.
We probably get the best bloopers from Wheel of Fortune though. Like not bloopers, but
people
like
messing it up.
Yeah, mispronouncing a word and then
because
being
of who they have on the show.
And that's because you got P brains on there.
They don't just have P brains on Jeopardy or.
I'm excited for this to somehow turn into a roasted Dundalk.
No,
I knew that was going to go that direction.
No, I would never. But oh damn it, what was I going to say? No, we talk about guys laying eggs and pea brains. I love when you turn on a Jeopardy episode and some guy's like minus 2,400 and everyone else is like at $8,000 and $4,000 and this guy's just like, get me the fuck out of here. Like I gotta. This is bad. Like. That always cracks me up. It's not very often, but when you see it, you're like, that guy is in for a rough time. It always gets me.
I also had like I said, some of the Chain Reaction, 1 vs. 100, Baggage, Russian Roulette, Lingo. And then I had this is just, we'll see how you guys react to this. The NPR classic, Wait, Don't Tell Me. Radio game show. Very good. Yeah, see, talking to a couple, talk about simpletons.
Lingo is a great show.
Listen to NPR one time.
No, never.
Lingo is very
Squares. Good. Thoughts?
No. It was fine. Stupid. Hollywood Squares stinks.
It was fine. Yeah, like my mom used to always watch it. I was like,
Whoopi Goldberg was the best part of Hollywood Squares, just her being in there.
I thought about taking like Next. Is it a game show? Is it a dating show?
Room Raiders.
What a show that is with the bus.
Yeah, I mean, you could go into reality. It was interesting because, like, if you look at like some game show categories, like reality shows, I mean, they're competitions, so they're sort of game shows. But like, I'm not taking The Bachelor in this draft.
Survivor.
I like the challenge
on Wiki.
Yeah.
But I wasn't taking the challenge in this draft. Didn't feel like in the spirit of the draft.
All the
100,000
articles I read,
pyramid.
like one had Chopped on it, and I was like,
Yeah, not in the spirit of the
cooking
draft for me.
shows. Yeah. I
Are
don't
you
know if
are
it's
you
a game.
smarter than a fifth grader?
Yeah,
That's in the spirit of it. Yeah,
that's a game show, 100%.
that's
Yeah,
fine. I
I'm
like
just
it. That's decent. That's
Scrolling
kind
on
of.
this.
Deal
You're a
or
big
no
Jeff
deal.
Foxworthy guy.
Deal or no deal. I know
Yeah.
we talked about that. I can't remember if that was on air or off air.
I don't know what hot potato is, but I'm interested.
I could watch that.
That
And-
aired from January 23rd to June 29th in 1984. 1 year.
I came down to Supermarket Sweep or The Dozen because I just really enjoy The Dozen, but I decided to go Supermarket Sweep.
The Dozen is awesome.
I got a problem with a dozen, so
It's the teammate. It's the
I'm gonna edit that out that I said that.
I
Weakest Link, I think, is a better show than people give it credit for.
feel like people
Yeah.
just like the catchphrase.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Little British lady.
It's like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire meets Survivor, where they vote people off and it's strategic. Like, do we want to vote off the best person because we're afraid of him, or we want to vote off the idiot that's not winning us money?
Yeah. Good. Some interesting strategy there.
Yeah.
What else?
Win Ben Stein's money.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
never understood it because I was too young, but I'm
And
sure
a simpleton.
I'm sure it was a funny show.
I think Jimbo watched that one.
Was that Comedy Central?
I think it was.
I think it was too. I know it definitely ran on.
Yeah,
Comedy
it was
Central,
Comedy
like-
Central. It was Comedy Central.
That guy's lived a hell of a life.
So the producer of Win Ben Stein's Money is Michael Davies, who is the one that created Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in the U.S. Who is one half of the very popular soccer podcast and duo Men in Blazers.
Is he
Fun
really?
facts for it. Yep, it's him and Roger Bennett.
I know Roger Bennett. I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
It's pretty nuts. The more
Yep.
you know.
and he produced Barstool Van Talk. He was on Erica's podcast like a few weeks ago talking about he helped them produce the Comedy Central special and Barstool
Yeah.
Van Talk, the
Interesting.
Super Bowl. Yep.
Guy just does it all.
Yep, very good on the Men in Blazers podcast.
Cool.
Any other honorable mentions?
I mean, I actually did enjoy that. Was it Beg, Borrow, and Deal or whatever?
Yeah, I don't
I
remember a
watched
ton
that.
about
I
it.
was
I
like
don't
10
remember
years
that
old,
either.
but like
I remember
was
the
interesting
show.
to
I don't
me.
remember the premise.
There's some other ones we missed, like the $64,000 pyramid, match game, some classics.
Yeah.
Yeah. They deserve mention.
Art Sharks is kind of fun to watch.
Yeah. Yep. Newlywed Game.
Newlywed Game is good. That's always funny.
You ever been on a
Newlywed-
cruise, Taylor? Eric?
Never.
They do that as like thing. Like they have a night wherever like people will go to the ballroom or whatever, and then they'll just pick 3 couples. Usually it's like a couple on their honeymoon, a couple
Mhm.
that's been together for 10 years, and a couple that's been together for like 45, 50 years. And they do the Newlywed Game and it always slaps.
We did it at the Maryland holiday party. Me and Marty hosted a Newlywed Game among Maryland staffers back in the day.
They did that on when we were on our honeymoon at Grenada. They did that same thing.
Did
Like
you guys get picked?
we did not get picked.
Mm.
I did not want to get picked.
Soft.
You don't know anything about your spouse?
No, that's not it. I did just didn't
I- It sounds like you're admitting you don't.
no, just didn't want to go up there.
It's interesting. It's really interesting.
It's not really interesting
I mean, why wouldn't you want to go up there?
because I just didn't want to do the game show in front of people.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
There you have it. Tell it to the judge.
I hate this.
Nick Cannon Medley, Maryland Person of the Week. Thanks. Does he? Do you? It's always good when you throw it to you guys and you guys have no idea if someone
I
for
just
this.
got
Come
nothing,
on.
and I just didn't prepare for this one.
There-
2 friends. Big Booty Mix coming in hot this weekend.
There you go. I was gonna say that's a universal pick. I was hoping you were just gonna say that, but it took you a second. We got there. Our friends of the show, the two friends, Big Booty, Saturday. Very exciting.
You know we're
Keep an
getting
eye out for
close
those 2 friends.
when they put out the tweet asking for sound bites.
And they put out the betting. They put out the prop bet sheet today as well.
Don't they usually do
Love
a bingo sheet as well?
Yes. If you are new to the show and you like Two Friends, go back and listen to our interview with Two Friends where we talked to them about the making of the Big Booty Mix. It was very interesting. So good time. I'm about to bump that podcast back into people's feeds next day or so. RDT.
I'm going Blink 182. They're back. They set the internet on fire this week. Again, if you're someone in our age range, then you grew up listening to them. You were watching them on TRL. They're just a staple, I think, of everyone's like childhood. I don't think that there are many people who are like, oh, I don't like Blink 182. I think everyone enjoys them. They just make some absolute classic songs. The video announcement that they had was fantastic. It was very funny, very tongue in cheek. And my wife already has tickets to their concert in Baltimore in May. So that is going to be
Are the tickets already out?
They put them on sale this morning.
Wow.
Yeah. The tour is insane too. I mean, it's a ton of places. It's super weird too, because they go to DC, they go to Brooklyn, they come back to Baltimore, and then they go to Hershey, Pennsylvania. It's just a very weird route there. But yeah, again, everyone is excited. We're all 30 something years old listening to the same CD we did 19, 20 years ago. So that's all I've been listening to on Spotify the last couple of days is Blink 182 and Two Friends. So it's been a good music week. It's definitely been a good music week.
Yeah, it's good. That should be a good show.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Did you see the lineup that they're in on the that Vegas festival next year?
I have a problem with those things now, because those are like everyone at the same time is like, oh, I'm going to go. Oh, we have to go to this. And then there's like a 3% chance that thing ever happens. It's just not going to happen. There's no.
It happened this year when you were young. When we were young, festival happened this year.
But I don't think it was all the same. Like they put a lot of those bands on there. The first time that they did it was where, like, a lot of the bands were like, "Oh, we didn't even sign up for this." It's kind of like a Firefest kind of thing where they not everything that was on the flyer is how it ended. Is what ended up happening. But I did see they were on that. Who knows if that'll happen or go through? But I don't know. There would be definitely.
Let's see what the final lineup for this year's was. So what we're talking about though is a festival that next year would include Green Day, Blink 182, 30 Seconds to Mars, The Offspring, Good Charlotte, 5 Seconds of Summer, All Time Low, Rise Against, Yellow Card, Sum 41, Simple Plan, Bowling for Soup. So a lot of Joyce Manor, a lot of popular. This year, My Chemical Romance, Paramore, AFI, Taking Back Sunday, Dashboard Confessional, Avril Lavigne, Jimmy Eat World, Day to Remember. Still a lot of
good names. Good names.
Yeah,
also,
if
you want to look at a tweet doing some numbers, that blank tweet in the video, we're doing insane numbers.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, they're huge nostalgia there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take the return of America's fifth professional sport, The Challenge, which had its first episode tonight, delayed the podcast. My two lovely co-hosts were kind enough to allow me to consume the premiere for an hour and a half before we came on and taped. And it's the best. TJ Lavin is the best host in all of TV. And Bananas is back on this season, so that elevates the stage for everybody else. RDT could not believe it was a 90-minute premiere. You just aren't paying attention. And every Wednesday. So this will now probably interfere every Wednesday if we're trying to record on Wednesdays. So we got that going for us. Yeah, The Challenge is back. I love The Challenge. Love The Challenge.
See, I used to watch it when it was Road Rules versus Real World. Way back.
Yeah, that was maybe 45 years ago.
20 years ago.
Yeah. Back when it was good. Back in my day.
Stop.
Back in my day.
What a get off my lawn that is.
I used to listen to it on the radio. We used to crowd around the fireplace and listen to it on the radio.
Right before Richard Nixon's fireside chat.
Yeah, we'd wait for the
fireside chat or whatever.
We'd wait for the milkman to come.
Get my history degree taken away if I didn't correct that. Any honorable mentions?
Ronnie Stanley, he's back.
We talked about it. I was going to give it to the MLB playoff format, which I very much enjoyed this weekend.
Sure. Yeah.
That was I figured I'd just bring it up as a topic to get some baseball discussion in, as opposed to here. But
I
that was
gotta
going to
own
be
up. Albert Pujols did not go over, but I was correct about the Cardinals getting swept. So
yeah. See ya, Cardinals. What a time in Philly right now. They're feeling good.
They're teetering on like
they're way too close to the sun right now.
It's the Icarus situation.
Oh, yeah.
Firm Icarus situation right now.
Like, all right, have some fun, but this could all come unraveled in 2 minutes.
Really could.
And it would be a real shame.
All right, let's do it. Wanted, dead, or alive. Banks, set it up.
Jane Goodall.
Oh,
Jane Goodall?
Yeah.
I believe alive.
R.I.P.
Oh, dead.
Alive.
Really?
Yes.
She's alive?
Yes.
88 years old. Still kicking.
She hasn't been ripped apart by a lowland gorilla yet?
He has been widowed for 42 years.
Wow. Yes,
How
Jane.
about that?
Stay in it, Jane. Come on now.
I thought she was dead for sure. I thought I remember some clip going around about her. Like, and
I feel like that happened too.
dead.
I don't know if she retired from the forest or something, from the jungle or something.
Retired.
She hung
Sorry,
them up or
gorillas.
something.
I am out, gorillas. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, I don't know, but
I gotta leave the jungle now. Goodbye, Congo.
88 years old, Jane. Still
Jane,
kicking.
She's still kicking. She suffers from prosopagnosia, which makes it difficult to recognize familiar faces.
So unfamiliar faces she's good with? That's interesting.
She just struggles to recognize familiar faces. She also has stated that dogs are her favorite animal. How about that?
After all that, she picked dogs.
After all that,
I
get it. I get it.
Yeah,
But,
I get it too. I love dogs.
You work in a hot dog factory for 60 years. Your favorite food's not going to be a hot dog.
Fair point.
You know?
I mean, yeah. But she's seen a lot of animals. That's a lot of competition for the simple dog.
Yeah,
but
chimpanzees are your entire brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, but
quote. Wonder when she said that.
Hey, you know what? She has her work life and she has her personal life.
I'll find a source on that. This is Wikipedia, so
try and get her.
Source 72. Article from 2011. Jane Goodall. My favorite animal is a dog. From the Globe and the Mail. Yep, it's a headline.
Yeah,
the Globe and Mail.
Jane Goodall.
Voiced herself
March 31st, 2011 in Toronto. The cast is a broken wrist from a recent fall. He's got a cast.
voice herself in the Wild Thornberries.
Wow.
Which by the way
stinks.
One of the worst. One of the absolute worst.
Donnie,
they really went for it on that one.
Donnie, very funny character, but
five seasons of that show is
Nigel.
I mean, Eliza Thornberry was as annoying as they get. You know who voiced Eliza Thornberry though?
I forget.
I've heard this. I don't know. I forget.
Lacey Chabert of
Mean Girls.
Mean Girls fame.
Big fan. Fan. Her and Summer Sanders. Huge fan.
Wow. You know who voices Donnie?
What is she up to?
It's Flea, right?
Flea. Yeah.
That's one of those like that there's one of those Twitter accounts. It's like Uber Facts that goes viral like every 6 months.
Yeah. They had a William H. Macy guest star. Wow. And Phyllis Diller. How about that? Phyllis.
Oh, Phyllis.
They did a Lost in Space movie, huh?
Freaking Nigel. Well, that was a good one. Jane Goodall was a very good one. You split it, so that was a very, very good one.
That's what we're here for. That's what we want.
I just never remembered hearing that she died, so I went with alive, and it worked out for me.
Okay, let me cross her off my list. I've got 15 alive people, and I mean I got so many dead people, but how good they are. I mean, I've got 41 dead people right now, but I could definitely.
We should have had someone neutral come up with this so you can play too.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay.
I'm having fun researching it though.
I just see Brian at his desk, and I guess
just scrolling deaths.
Yeah, like the boss walking by, looking at Excel spreadsheet.
You need the boss.
I mean, there's
like,
some joke ones I have on
and
here. What's up?
I said you should have the boss cam like NCAA March Madness Live.
It's on a spreadsheet for what it's worth. I just have there's some joke ones that I'll like never have them be the one for the week, but maybe I can mix them in here and there as like a bonus.
I would love to see the filter you have on that or the formula. like highlighting
or like where my line of demarcation of whether somebody's important enough to be on this list or whether someone's I mean, I put like painfully obvious ones on here too. Just
Abraham Lincoln
for my own humor. I'll keep this to myself.
And with that is the first edition. Well, I guess technically second edition of Wanted Dead or Alive. Jane Goodall, congrats on being alive. We absolutely love it.
And the watch is on now.
The watch is on for Jane.
God, this is like the death pool. This is like the death pool.
Yeah. That's it for this week's episode of the X52 Pie. We're always going to end on an either really morbid note or a hopeful note of this show now every single time. Support our sponsors. At Fed Thrill. I'm doing the social media and the thing at the same time. Fed Thrill, Thread Level Midnight, Jimmy Seafood. Follow us on social media at Barstool Banks, at Taylor Smith 10, at EDITTI22, at Exit 52 Podcast on all of the platforms. And we will see you next time on the Exit 52 Podcast, presented by Jimmy's Seafood.